Good afternoon, Mr. Gatot Subroto. My name is Intan Cahaya Putri and my ID number is 2103500066. Okay. In this video, I want to review about my journal, and the title is Adapting and Transforming ELT During and Post-COVID-19 Era, People, Place, and Purpose. The abstract. In this article, discuss the adaptation and possible transformation in ELT during and post-COVID-19 times. The traditional focus for ELT is often a narrow perspective on teaching methodology, epitomized by the 3 P's in ELT: present, practice, procedure. We argue for realignment of focus to people, place, and purpose. Okay. When considering the adaptation and transformation of ELT during and the post-COVID-19 era, it is incumbent upon us to remember multiple cognitive powers and action which exist in construction in the notion of ELT. English language teaching conceptualized as a non-nicely acronym can appear of a monolith, something naturally occurring with essence in the and of itself. However, in much the same way, the early discussion of linguistic imperialism was concerned with the spread of English. The metaphorical mappings of the understanding and now our noun formation can make us forget the human activity which holds such concept in place. Asking questions about who adapts, where the transformation is, and why are doing this allows for a deeper understanding of what future are possibly for the better and for all. The global pandemic of COVID-19 demonstrates how physically connected our 20th century societies are. It has also shed light on the main deeply rooted inequalities which exist the world over. This article discusses our collective ultra-social nature. It draws on examples of language in use in real context. English language classroom, a family conversation, and social media posts to illustrate our connectedness in multiple shapes of life for our classroom discourse, family discourse, to our computer mediated public discourse. The aim of this article is to draw attention back to our taken for granted ultra-social nature and materially to consider how we may transform our possible future in ELT in that light. We take responsibility for the proportion outline how we can reposition people, place, and purpose in ELT with a focus on speaking, shifting boundaries, and sustainability. These themes hold the most challenge for ELT, but they are also where there is the most opportunity for us to transform the status quo in ELT and to work toward ensuring quality education. Being ultra-social. It is clear that adapting and transforming are not options. They are essential as human evolutionary scientists such as Thomas Sowell tell us we are ultra-social in our adaptation. We work together within and across family, local, regional, national, and international grouping. Embedded within our activity in socio-cultural context, in our use of cultural artifacts and tools, of which language is one. This mediates our experience of the world and with order. The language that is used in language classroom is often considered to be simultaneously the object of study and vehicles through which language learning emerges. However, very often is the language in textbooks, dictionaries, and tests that seems to make up most of the materiality of English language teaching. Meanwhile, our language used in classroom often offers us situates material to examine how we learn with the through one another. Here the extract one classroom could help. Ali, your question. Maybe we should discuss it first. Lulu, what do you think? Lulu, what's the main in developing countries? In what? Ali says. Kid, a group of people, he means the developing countries. Ali, what are the privileged? Kid, he means developing countries. Lulu, yeah. As social beings who operate with joint internationality in collaborative collective activity, we have, as Thomas argued, developed a suite of special, unique cognitive and social skills for coordinating with others. In language classroom, it is some of our most fundamental goals and engage the skill in a language that a new learners. And one such example of a novel or new form of cooperative interaction in the Zoom call prior into the global pandemic. Such interaction via online computer mediated synchronous communication will not necessarily be the spread. People face previews. Our lack of movement, our social and physical distancing, our human suffering as a result of a global pandemic can only but cause us to think deeply about our interaction with people, our interaction with our land and place, and the purpose we attribute to our drive or attraction. Pre-COVID-19 in the impetus for much of the field of reality has been driven by the nation of a socially and globally mobile population from whom English language is key to personal, professional, and physical journeys. Embedded centrally in this notion is the prioritization of English language itself. To initiate transformation in reality, we need to consider repositioning the priorities and power given to static notion of language. Priorities people in ELT. So there be any doubt as to how many people's lives around the world are touched by English language education? The Global English Education Policy Portal illustrates the extent to which English language education forms a mandatory element in the public education system across the world. The range of social actors who play a part in the construction of the field of English language teaching across the globe include from learners, teachers, school leaders, parents, teacher educators, academics, policymakers, test reader, publisher, private language teaching companies, and many more. Although are the subnational bodies of research draw upon in relation to online language learner and computer-mediated communication. There are many questions to ask for of the new systems in which are interaction. For example, do learners and teachers interact to the same degree or extent as in face-to-face context? Who are they managing to share this intention and jointly focus their attention? At a somewhat professional level, how are the tools of the new online environment being used to enable interactivity? This leads us to consider, for example, the possible revision of rules. Consider place in ELT. In reduction of global mobility resulting from local, national, and international restrictions on travel focus us to examine the value placed on study abroad for English language learning. In the sojourner experience, the study abroad to the exchange to the place where English is widely spoken necessary or the best for English language learning. In the nation that going to the place and center of ELT is the best for English language learning being reconsidered. The theory of information, theories of social order and geolocation, and being in them are the optimum condition for English language learning is now open for a serious challenge. Consider purpose in ELT. In the incumbent upon educators and researchers to remember the multiple cognitive powers and action which exist in construction the nation of ELT. Considering transformation and adaptation requires a critical examination of the status quo. It requires the higher order aspect of our critical thinking to ask questions and pursue answers to fundamental questions and questions such as why are things the way they are. A dialogic approach to answering such a question would lead us to review what has gone before, how it has shaped our present, and how it may prime our to split cultural, political, and social way of being from the language we use. We know already from discourse studies that language varies in context. We use language differently in different contexts because we need to put language to use in specific ways. Specific in term or context and specific in term of purpose. This becomes obvious when we consider the area of English for specific purpose. Whatever answer we come to, we need to ask ourselves why that is the case. Think how this purpose and force have changed or not over time is a key matter for understanding how the past influenced the present and potential future, and they will need to be contextualized to spheres of actives as well as the maturity of lived experience within particular geographical space. Transformation in action, speaking, shifting boundaries, and sustainability. Transformation takes collective effort and it can start small. Given the questions posed throughout this article, we take some responsibility to point out some examples of action taken to move toward transforming ELT in the post-COVID era. He embraced the value of speaking and oracy. Speaking is fundamental to human development. This may sound like a truth, however, there are both explicit and suitable ways in which speaking in formal education is undervalued. Shift boundaries. Emergency remote learning has highlighted the fluidity of the identity position that we innate and our connect to place. It has taught us that students become teachers, teachers become technicians, parents become teachers, and technicians become gurus. Sustainability of language learner and teaching research. The production of language learner and teaching research is clearly a future of the field of ELT. The example given above serves to illustrate how small transformative action in our everyday choice in ELT can support and build toward wider change in the field of ELT. Conclusion. When considering the adaptation and transformation of ELT during and post-COVID-19, this article has positioned as priority the need to ask questions about who adapt, where is the transformation, and why are doing this. To repurpose the 3 P's of ELT to people, place, and purpose allow for a deeper understanding of what futures are possible for the better and for all. It has been important to recall our collective ultra-social nature. Okay, maybe that's all for me. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye.